Hey guys, this is IrieStarcraft and I'm back to cast another game for you. This one will be a 4 versus 4 and it will be on Megaton. And this map is the super mega shared base map where everybody starts practically on top of each other, as you can see here while I make you dizzy twirling around. And I'm going to introduce the players. It will be chucknorris, the red Terran player. His teammates will be EmeraldTiger, the teal Zerg Udanar, the purple Terran, and Sephiroth, the blue Protoss. Their opponents will be Singularity, the yellow Terran player, and DinoDin. We'll see what he ends up being called. He is the orange Protoss player, and WingsOfDark, the emo pink Terran player, and Ryoung, the green Zerg player, who is going for a 10 pool, as opposed to the opposing Zerg player EmeraldTiger, who is getting an extractor B4 spawning pool. So expect to see EmeraldTiger go for some fast metabolic boost, which is the Zergling speed, as opposed to this guy who's going to pump out some quick lings, probably for defensive purposes on this map. I'm not really sure, but it's not going to be your typical Zerg Terran 4v4 where it's like just millions of Zerglings. So hopefully I will be able to keep track of who's who and where everything is going on. I know that I've been struggling with keeping track of all the battles and action going on the map. I'm doing my best, you guys. It is a lot harder than it looks to keep a interesting stream of conversation and yet pay attention to everything on the minimap at the same time and call what is happening right in front of my face, like DinoDin's probe just chilling right here. So you guys can check out the production tab. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about as this game gets underway. First of all, if you guys have been watching the NBA playoffs, man, I cannot get enough NBA playoffs. The game last night with the Oklahoma City Thunder just completely collapsing, and Dirk Nowitzki is just ridiculous right now. It makes me feel good to see Dirk still playing at such a high clip, because I don't feel so bad as a Laker fan, because I would really be pissed if they came out in this series and just started sucking it up, because I'd be like, man, where was that? So Dallas is playing well, and wow, Ryoung actually looked like he lost a bunch of Zerglings, but somehow, no, Sephiroth was fighting these Zerglings and he had us around and then backed out. He did lose a couple of probes and some micro going all over the place with these Marines to finish off those Zerglings. So Ryoung did take out a couple of probes. I think I could see he took out actually 4 probes. So economically, I guess that was worth it, though, by going for that quick spawning pool. He is behind in the overall drone count and continuing to stream Zerglings across the map. Ryoung is being relentless right now, and whoa, wait a minute, what in the heck is going on? WingsOfDark. See, this is what happens when I start, every time I digress. I'm so sorry, you guys. There is a major proxy barracks action going on. WingsOfDark is pumping out a 4th proxy racks. Now, let's see what kind of scouting we have. We do not know that there are proxy racks, so they may suspect it because of the fact that Pink did not have any barracks or anything in his base when they scouted it. But it could have been an early enough scout that they don't know. I see pings going off on these Zerglings, so they know about these Zerglings, as Sephiroth has the watchtower controlled, and now Dino is sending out some units here. He is throwing down a robo facility and a 3rd gateway, so interesting play there against 2 Terrans. Well, we do see a bunch of Marauders coming out, so that those Immortals, if he does go for Immortals from that road bay, will be quite effective against the Marauders. But in a 4 versus 4, man, you guys know how it is. Like, you can build one unit to counter, you're going to see a bunch of one unit on the other team, and you go, oh, I need this to counter that. And then you end up running into someone else's army who has the counter to your army. So that's part of the reason, maybe one of the major reasons, why a lot of pro gamers and stuff don't take games like 4v4s too seriously. Just because, like, you can't account sometimes. You can't account for everything, as the Zerglings here from Ryoung are going to quickly dispatch of this expansion for EmeraldTiger, trying to get a little greedy there with EmeraldTiger in front of a bunch of Zerglings. So, and meanwhile, EmeraldTiger has Spinecrawler that actually took some damage, so I guess I missed that. And here comes the mass Proxy Rex of Marines coming right into Udanar's mineral line, and oh, so many SCVs are dying right now. WingsOfDarK is just doing work with all of these Marines, and Dino is complimenting him with some Stalkers and a Zealot, and here comes the top team, going to try and ward this attack off. ChuckNorris has a bunch of Marauders going to, and Stim completed, and he is going to take on this army, and with that Stim technology, he is going to easily dispatch that, and these Marauders could come down here and finish off the Stalkers. At the same time, though, a nice two-pronged attack. Ryoung has ran his Zerglings into ChuckNorris' base, and though ChuckNorris was able to save a lot of his SCVs, so a nice job there. And now EmeraldTiger is up against it, but he does have a bunch of Mutalisks out now on the field. He has 6 Mutalisks. I'm not sure if there was a resource trading going on, but now the bottom team, Singularity, has joined the party. He's got a couple of tanks up in here. This is getting pretty intense pretty quickly. The top team definitely up against it right now. We'll see if EmeraldTiger can sneak some Mutalisks out. It looks like he is doing just that. The Mutalisks may start to work on these barracks. No, they may run into this base being built down here, but at the same time, there is a major battle still going on as Singularity has secured this position on the ramp and will be able to creep these tanks forward if he so chooses. And Udanar, though, man, he is in big trouble. He may have to lift off these buildings and move, and it may already be too late for that. Udanar could be packing it in right now already. No, he is throwing down barracks up over here near Sephiroth's base, who does have this 4-gate working, and he is pumping out more Stalkers right now. And I do see the Mutalisks have come down here for EmeraldTiger and are starting to do some economic damage to the bottom team, and they don't really have anything back to defend here. There are some Stalkers warping them, but if the Mutalisks focus them down, they should be able to take care of them. No, the Mutalisks are going to continue running around, and at the same time, this engagement is still going on up here, and it looks like Sephiroth now getting a pretty good surround with the Stalkers. ChuckNorris stimming up and coming in here with the Marauders, and finally, this attack is going to be thwarted. And this base was actually allowed to complete, and missile turrets are going up to protect from the Mutalisk harass, but now Sephiroth is going to be able to clean up these proxy barracks. So this game really intense really quickly, and Dino still has all his probes chilling up here. Not sure what is going on right there. Dino, you need to get these probes back on the mineral line ASAP, and they need to find something to deal with. These 6 Mutalisks are just doing so much work right now. Dino could be shooting at these with his Stalkers, but they're running right underneath this Immortal, desperately fleeing. And now Udanar, though, it looks like Udanar, he does have enough to rebuild his command center. I'm not sure if he had to bum some minerals to do that, but Ryoung has grabbed this high yield in the top right. So sort of a sneaky expansion up there for Ryoung on the bottom team. We'll see if and when that gets scouted out. Sephiroth will be going for this expansion. And this is always a difficult one, I've found, to hold on to because it's so exposed out here. I mean, you can see right here. Armies can just come flying in here from either side. And on this map, especially, Zergling run-bys can be just so frustrating for your expansions. So we'll see if either Zerg player tries to take advantage of that possibility. There are roaches now coming out for EmeraldTiger, and we'll see if he chooses to upgrade those roaches or not. And I saw a ping going off. I think, yeah, they realized that there is a base up here, and that will get taken care of no problem. And this base also getting scouted. This, however, will be a much more difficult base to take, especially since now it is reinforced with Dino's units and all these missile turrets everywhere and planetary fortress. So that is going to be trouble. The Mutalisks here for EmeraldTiger have increased in number, and they will be able to do some damage to these barracks, but it doesn't look like they will be able to do too much. EmeraldTiger, running these roaches in here, and they are doomed if Dino wanted to kill them, but apparently he does not want to do that because maybe not realizing how slow these roaches actually are. He's going to need some upgrades on those, and meanwhile this base has been taken out. No defense there. And Sephiroth is going to fall back and work on establishing this base. And so we are going to be playing a little bit more defensive now, so I may get a chance to catch my breath here. And there was one other random thing I was going to talk about. The first was the NBA playoffs, which I already touched on. And you guys, if you want your NBA playoff coverage, you can just turn on ESPN. So I won't continue with that, and we'll see if I have time later to rant about this other thing. It's not much of a rant, but anyway. These Mutalisks could get caught by the Stalkers, but again, Dino not utilizing the attack move command, and instead will lose a Stalker there, but these Mutalisks finally is going to notice that and be able to pick off a couple of them. And Sephiroth and Udanar and chucknorris had these tiny armies. Sephiroth with a whole bunch of Stalkers. No upgrades on the Stalkers just yet. It looks like he is working on Thermal Lance, so we do see a Colossus ready to come out, but he is supply blocked. That is about to be fixed, however. And at the bottom team, meanwhile, Singularity setting up a tank defense here at this ramp, and this ramp with a Thor. So definitely some mech play coming out of Singularity. And he's actually transferring SCVs. I'm not sure where these are going to go. I wonder where he is sending these SCVs. Could he be building some defense up here to create more of a choke? I'm not sure. Is he going to try and grab a second base? I'm just curious what these SCVs are going to do. They're going to throw down a million missile turrets here while the Zerg player steals the base. So I'm not sure if that was intentional, but these Mutalisks are going to come in here and could cancel a bunch of these missile turrets. Instead, they're going to, it looks like, just pick off a bunch of the SCVs, and then they're going to have to run away because there are a bunch of Marines in here. So Singularity doing a nice job of pushing out and expanding at the same time. Ryoung trying to grab a fresh new base down here. So it looks like the Terran players are just missile turret happy everywhere. Look at all these missile turrets. They're so worried about the mass Mutalisk. And so they're going mass missile turrets. And I'm not sure what Sephiroth is laughing at. I guess it's just that... See, I thought this was funny, that this Singularity just got his base ganked by Ryoung, as a green Zerg player is trying to mass expand, and Sephiroth now with one Colossi on the field, and I believe the Thermal Lance is finished. He did throw down Double Forge and is working on those expansions, so always a good idea. Once you got that second base kicking in, I really like the Double Forge play on Protoss, as those upgrades are so powerful, especially on Protoss. And those weapon upgrades are so powerful. And here comes another engagement. It looks like Dino is going to try and hold here, utilizing this planetary fortress, and the SCVs are all repairing for Wings of Dark. This could be a really bad idea from the top team, though they may be able to break this after all. There is a pylon here for Dino to warp in reinforcements. He is falling back gradually. And this planetary fortress, it looks like, is going to fall. So scratch that. A great attack by the top team, able to take out the fortress and really clean up this base. And are there any reinforcements on the way? It doesn't look like it. Meanwhile, chucknorris stimming up and running down here to kill that Nexus. Top team is just doing work right now. And now Singularity is really late to the party, and he is coming over here. He's got one Thor, which, by the way, you notice the energy is back on the Thors. So these strike cannons do cost energy again, if you didn't notice that. And the tanks sieging up at a good time, but the Marauders stimming up and running in here. Unfortunately for those Marauders, these tanks were already in siege mode, and they just annihilated the Marauders. And now Sephiroth is in a bit of trouble. He only has one Colossus here. These Stalkers are taking a ton of damage from the tanks in the back. And it looks like Sephiroth is going to fall back. These tanks proving to be too powerful back there, but damage has been done. 2 bases were taken out. And I don't believe I missed any other action there. chucknorris looks like he has expanded in this location. And Udanar is really just getting himself back into this game now, as he is trying desperately to rebuild his economy. And now Sephiroth has 1-1 upgrades and is working on 2-2. Meanwhile, we see personal cloaking on the way for Udanar. Uh-oh, are we going to see some nuclear play here? That would be pretty awesome to see some nukes go down. Hopefully I won't miss those. I'll do my best to not miss those, and I definitely would say the top team has an advantage now with the map control. Wings of Dark, though, is going to be trying to rebuild down here at this high yield expansion, which is practically full of minerals still, and Ryoung now with this base really not mining too much. He has been focusing on saturating this base, it looks like, and even putting Hydralisks all over the place. I feel like the bottom team is overcompensating for the Mutalisk play, but look at Dino. He has gone for the Void Rays, and look at WingsOfDark with a nice drop play right here. A nice drop, and he's going to quickly take out that hatchery, and we'll see where he goes from there. Probably going to have to fall back, though, because the drop has been revealed. But a nice quick strike there, and taking out the hatchery and falling back. So we're seeing some really exceptional play here from both teams, I would say. And it's definitely exciting, as I haven't seen almost any of these players play before. So right after I say it, last game, I'm saying everybody keeps sending me games where they beat up on ProTech and other hack players. Feel free to send me games that don't involve hack players, because they're often just as exciting. And we really need some variety up in here. So Dino now with a couple of Phoenix, 4 Void Rays, with WingsOfDark following with Medevacs full of Marines. Is this going to get cancelled? I don't think that hatchery was cancelled, though at the same time EmeraldTiger is trying to push on this Meg Ball. I think this is a really bad idea, and Phoenix is going to come up here and lift off some of these roaches. Not sure if that's the most effective use of the energy, but he will be able to... No, he will not be able to save any of that army, but WingsOfDark will be unloading here. And looks like pushing out Singularity with 2 more Thors in here. Excuse me there. As it is inevitable in these long games that I will eventually start hiccuping and making weird noises that you guys have to deal with at the same time. Sephiroth is now pressing on the right side. He has 4 Colossi. chucknorris is with him with some Marauders and Marines, and this base is definitely going bye-bye. I hear a nuclear missile. Did you hear that? Where is the nuke? I thought I saw a red dot. Where is the red dot? Oh my god, you guys, where is the nuke? Oh my god. Oh my god, where is the nuke? Where is the nuke? I missed the nuke. I'm so sorry, you guys. Where is Udanar's ghost? Not sure right now. There was a nuke going off somewhere, and I don't know where it went off, but at the same time, WingsOfDark is going to be counter-attacking and quickly dispatching the robotics facility, and Sephiroth is up against it. The top team has nothing to deal with these Marines inside the base. Sephiroth is forced to fall back with all of his army. chucknorris, though, will be continuing to keep the pressure on. And there are Marines and stuff streaming all over the place. The bottom team trying desperately to keep their base alive. Look at Sephiroth blinking his stalkers up here on the high ground to save the Nexus. Nice job right there. And he's going to be able to force this attack back. However, WingsOfDark did force the top team to fall back. And I'm so bummed that I missed that nuke. I wonder if it even went off somewhere. I wonder if I'll be able to find it. Maybe after this game I'll go back and go nuke hunting. So that was at about the 24-minute mark. But I didn't really see any major damage going off anywhere. So anyway, that's enough about the nuke. Scan going off from the bottom team, going to reveal Sephiroth's army in the middle of the map. And there are way too many stalkers here for Dino to deal with only how many Void Rays he has? About 6 Void Rays. He does have a bunch of Phoenix, though, which will be able to lift off some stalkers. So Sephiroth is going to have to be careful, and might need more stalkers actually to deal with this air army from Dino. But it could come down to positioning, and if the stalkers can get a nice blink and focusing down those Void Rays, we'll see how that pans out later. Singularity continuing to build factories all over the place in random locations. EmeraldTiger is going to be sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. He's got burrowed roaches that may get seen by this missile turret. They are going to get seen by the missile turret, and we'll see what the bottom team does about it. There's a ping going off up here, which indicates that there is a battle. Ryoung with his super, super slow Hydralisks are going to be running into a meat grinder up there. So Ryoung struggling a little bit in this game. He does have his economy going a little bit now, so there were sneaky roaches down here, and I believe those just got cleaned up by this massive army. So too bad for EmeraldTiger. There's the ghost. There's the ghost. There must have been a nuke over in this location, so I'll check over here later on. There's a big battle here. Excuse me, I was flipping all over the place because I see a drop ship, a group of drop ships flying around the top. We'll have to keep that in mind as this battle commences. Sephiroth and chucknorris are pressing into the base right now of Ryoung, and he is desperately going to be trying to hold on. There are 4 Vikings though on the field for WingsOfDark, trying to focus down these Colossi, and they're doing a decent job. However, this army is just way too strong right now. Finally, Dino is going to be flying in with some Phoenix, and here come the Void Rays. This is going to be very close. Keep in mind, there is a drop going on around the top right now, and then never mind, there's not going to be a drop. He's going to continue flying into a different base, and Dino looks like we'll be able to force this back with the massive Void Rays he has. How many Void Rays is that? You guys can do math. That's 10 Void Rays. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think any of them have died yet. These Void Rays becoming so powerful. Now the drop has commenced from Wings of Dark, but it looks like Chuck Norris was ready for that. He did see these dropships flying all over the place, and Wings of Dark doing a great job splitting up his dropships up here. I don't think he's going to have enough to take out this Nexus, though. Chuck Norris will probably be able to get over there in time. It's going to be very close. The stim has gone off, and this is going to be very close. No, Wings of Dark is going to load up and try and fly away and probably hide this back over here and really be annoying with that. At the same time, Corruptors are now on the field for EmeraldTiger, but they are engaged all by themselves. They need to fall back, which is exactly what they're doing. The Corruptors are falling back to the cover of the Stalkers. The tanks are in the back. This is going to be a very close battle, very evenly matched. The Stalkers are blinking forward to try and focus down the Void Rays, doing a nice job of that by Sephiroth, also focusing down the tanks. And it looks like the top team taking that battle. I thought that was going to be a lot closer. Wow, this game has had action all over the place, back and forth. This is extremely exciting. And EmeraldTiger now is going to be sending down a small group of roaches here to force Dino to pull all these brothers off the line. Probably going to be able to kill that Nexus. It will be close, though. Singularity is sieging up a bunch of tanks behind this grass, but EmeraldTiger is not going to fall for it this time. He knows that, well, I guess last time he got owned trying to do that. SCVs from Udanar are being sent down here, probably to build a fresh base for him. Singularity trying to be so sneaky with these tanks. He wants them to be behind this grass right here. But EmeraldTiger, it looks like he is going to end up losing all of these roaches, though. At the same time, Ryoung now with a bunch of infestors on the field coming up here could do a ton of damage with fungal growth as the infestors have unburrowed. Here comes the fungal growth all over Chuck Norris's units. Now they're going to burrow and move back out of the way. No, they're going to leave themselves there and end up getting annihilated as they are burrowed, and a little bit quicker micro from Ryoung could have done a lot more damage. He was able to soften up this army quite a bit. Wings of Dark continuing the drop harass at the top. Man, this game is all over the place, crazy. And I'm not sure what all I've missed other than that nuke, but I don't think there's any other battles going on right now that I have not noticed. Actually, here comes EmeraldTiger. He is sending more and more roaches down here. He has a few Corruptors there in support, just in case Dino comes back with this Air Force, and the Corruptors will be able to quickly ward off the Phoenix. Roaches continuing to press the issue, and now Sephiroth with the death ball of Stalkers and Sentries and Colossi is going to be marching straight up the middle. We'll see where that army ends up going. Singularity is holding the line along with Dino with these tanks. And Stalkers, EmeraldTiger doing all he can to keep the pressure on the bottom side, but what he has been doing is buying time for Sephiroth and Chuck Norris to wreak havoc from the top, and it looks like the death march may be coming for the top team. As here comes a Ghost, and does he have a nuke? There are no nukes, so the Ghost is just going to run in here and EMP all of the infestors. That was a great play right there by Udanar to EMP all these infestors. And it's nice to see Udanar contributing in some way, because he did lose this base again, it appears. So he's just got that one Ghost and a huge EMP on the infestors, and now the death ball from the top is coming in. Here's the major battle. Wings of Dark does have a bunch of Vikings on the field, and looks like these Vikings will be able to kill all of the Colossi. It's going to be close. One Colossi looks like actually is going to survive here, but there still are so many Stalkers, Marines, Marauders on the field. Singularity desperately coming back here with Dino to make one final stand in the main base. The tanks are all going to siege up, and this is going to be difficult to break for the top team. The positioning on these tanks is very good. Force fields, though, being used very well by Sephiroth to block off this area from Dino. And unfortunately, though, for Sephiroth, this tank's still able to hit his army. The Colossi doing quite a bit of damage, though, to these tanks. Finally, the tanks are going to go down. Singularity actually lifting off some of his barracks, which I think actually may have hurt him. He had to lift off a couple of these to get his units in here, but lifting off these buildings to try and save them, he sort of needed those for positioning, but I think the game was over at this point. EmeraldTiger continuing to lock down this area all the while. And Sephiroth with the trash talking. as he played a great game, as well did pretty much everyone in this game. Played really well, I thought. A very, very exciting game, and you got to hand it to the top team as they are going to take this game. And wow, that was an exciting game. I think I've said that like 5 times, but anyway, Sephiroth did send me this game, so thank you, man. Thank you, Sephiroth. It was a pleasure to cast. So I just thought I'd get all that out there, even though the game is not over yet, as EmeraldTiger is just steamrolling, and bottom team has just got to be thinking, man, what did we do? How did we lose this game? I mean, it wasn't like they had it in their grasp, but everyone played really well. Bottom team really had the top team on the ropes at the beginning. Singularity had tanks up in here, and man, that was pretty close at the very beginning, but a nice comeback from the top team. And I think that was supposed to be some sort of trash talking from Dino. I'm not really sure about that, but anyway, a very exciting game. Thank you again, Sephiroth, for sending me this game on Megaton, and this map can really make for some exciting games quite often. So that was a marathon, but hey, that was definitely fun to cast. So I gotta get back to work. I've got so much homework to do, you guys. So I just want to get a couple games in here to keep you guys tided over, and maybe I'll get back to that random rant and or conversation some other time. Oh, I almost forgot. If any of you guys feel free to go on to the next video or whatever, but I'm gonna jump back and find the nuke that I missed, because I just can't live with myself having missed a nuke. So I think this was about the time where the nuke went off. Now I'm going to try and find the ghost, actually. Where is the ghost from Udanar? And here is a ghost. So there's no nuke right now. The nuke is not even under construction. Is it already? This is already after the nuke, I believe. Okay. Hang on. We'll try a little bit longer here. If I can't find it, no big. But let's see now. Where is the ghost at this point? There are a couple of ghosts up here. The nuke is about to finish. So the ghost is in this army. So I wonder if this nuke ever went off. Well, we're about to find out. So there is a ghost in this army, and I think it was about now when the nuke went off. Did he nuke the back of this base, and that was right in front of me the whole time? Okay, there's the nuke. There is the nuke. I'm gonna pause the game because I don't see the red dot anywhere, and I heard somebody saying something about you could see it on the mini map one time. If anyone can confirm that, that would be awesome, but I don't see it anywhere, and I don't see a ghost on this side of the map. Is it a defensive nuke? I don't see any ghosts here. I guess the nuke never went off because or it did it. Let's keep an eye over here, because I know for sure there's a ghost in this army. So maybe he ended up canceling this nuke. And if I really did just miss it again, I have no explanation for that. So I tried to find the nuke. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, a great game. Thank you, Sephiroth. That's going to do it for me. This is IrieStarcraft, and peace out.